Before I get this video started, I want to give a special thank you to the guys down at Herzog-Meier Volkswagen in Beaverton, Oregon for allowing me to come down and review the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT. If you're interested in the Passat GT or any of the other fantastic Volkswagen models, be sure to hit them up and they'll be happy to get you into your new vehicle. The link to the dealership and emails to some of the salesmen at the dealership will be in the description box below.
What's going on? This is Big G for GRYDIN and welcome to another episode of Testing Rides. Today I'm going to be testing out the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT. Welcome to the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT. This is a new model for the 2018 model year, and this is a model that we haven't gotten before. So over in Europe, back in the mid to early 2000s, Volkswagen had an R36 over there. Basically, the R36 was basically like a GTI / R32 version of the Passat. So it had that VR6 that put out lots of power with the dual clutch transmission and had some of the kit that the GTI has. Let's fast forward a little bit to the 2018 model year. Volkswagen finally decided to give us a taste of one of those models here in the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT here. All right, so this is the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT. And this one comes standard with the classic VR6, making 280 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque. Since this car is a full-size sedan with the big V6, it does weigh about 3,500 pounds, but it does still get a decent 19 in the city and 28 on the highway. Considering that this car has nearly 300 horsepower and 3,500 pounds, I don't think that's that bad at all. Alright, so what makes this car different than any other Passat that you can get? So basically, this car is like the GLI GTR version of the Volkswagen Passat. So it does have the similar engine as the V6 SEL Premium, but this car kind of has some Volkswagen GLI GTI type of styling cues. So if you walk over here, you see off of this side here, it has two red lines that you can find on GTI. I'll put a clip of the Mark 6 and 7.5 GTI we reviewed earlier this year. It has those same character lines. This one has the R-line body kit. It has the electric limited slip differential that you'll find in the GTI, paddle shifters, so a little bit of carbon fiber-ish interior, and it also has dual exhausts that are actually real exhaust pipes, which is really nice because Volkswagen unfortunately has been putting a lot of fake exhaust pipes on the cars lately, so it's good to see them put real ones on the cars. So the one important thing about this car is the cost. So as this car says, this car has no options on it, and I don't think there's many options you can even check on this car. This car is about $30,000. $30,000 for basically like a bigger GLI sedan is not bad at all. And you know, with the simple fact that sedans aren't selling that well, I'm sure later on, like let these come out for a little bit, there's going to be some rebates and everything on these cars. So you're probably going to be able to get one of these eventually for like $27,000, $26,000 or so. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and check out the interior of the car. Welcome to the interior of the 2018 Passat GT. And when you hop into this Passat, the first thing that you notice is that this is a very familiar Passat. So this is the same interior that you'll get from this generation of the Passat that came out back in 2013 or so. Only the small differences that you'll notice is this dash has like this little carbon fiber wrap with this nice knurled aluminum finish on the top of the dash that looks nice. It has these two-tone black and gray leather seats. And honestly, that's really it. It's not really drastically different. And the most important thing that you'll see here on the shifter, zoom in, is that this car has the 6-speed dual clutch transmission. So, with that said, let's go ahead and head out on the road and see how this thing drives.
Welcome to the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT driving portion. When you first get on the road, the first thing that you notice is the dreary drone of the 4-cylinder is gone and it is replaced with the low rumble of the 3.6 liter VR6. This seems like a perfect engine for this car because it makes this car drive and handle a lot smoother. Not to mention this car does have 280 horsepower, so this car does have some great acceleration. But when you try to accelerate in this car, the power is not put down very efficiently. When you want to hard accelerate, there is a lot of wheel spin, which is, it's not great. And when I drove this car, it was 90 plus degrees outside, so there should have been some grip there. But it's nothing that a better set of tires can't solve. So how does it drive? Well, the Volkswagen Passat GT rides slightly stiffer than the standard Passat, but it's extremely comfortable still. The 6-speed dual-clutch transmission is very smooth in both regular and spirited driving situations. But the only problem is the steering is still too numb. Wearing that GT badge or whatever, this car should have got a lot better steering than it did, but I'm not going to harp on the car's uninspiring steering. The Volkswagen Passat GT is a very comfortable and easy car to drive. The seats are very comfortable, though they could use a little bit more adjustment and a little bit more support. The visibility out of the windshield and the windows is excellent. There also is blind spot monitoring in case you might need that. This car also has a massive trunk and an acceptable amount of equipment on the interior and tons of space in the back seats. On paper, this sounds like an excellent car, but the fact of the matter is this car has been out since 2012, so at this point it is getting old. Like the infotainment and the way everything is set up in the interior is nothing like the new Volkswagens, even though this car does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And honestly, the interior of this Passat looks a lot like my Mark 6 GTI, which, considering that the Honda Accord, the Nissan Altima, this Hyundai Sonata, the Kia Optima, the Toyota Camry, all have been redesigned in this amount of time. So if Volkswagen is going to continue selling this car, it's going to be time for them to redesign it or do something different with this car. And I understand that sedans are dead, but it's still important to have a full-size sedan in the class in case someone wants to buy a vehicle that's not an SUV. My overall verdict of this car is I feel like Volkswagen did not 100% deliver on, giving us a Passat GT, because this should have been something that they could have tied us over until the new GLA comes out. But between the not as sporty driving characteristics and kind of some of the oldness of this car, I feel like that Volkswagen didn't really deliver on the specialness of putting the GT badge on this car. Because what I felt like this should have been, this just should have been like a GTI version of Passat, and I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't give what I was looking for. This feels just like a standard Volkswagen R-Line model with the V6, but at $30,000. It's a great value for the money, and that's one of the best things about the Passat, and the reason why you should go take a look at the 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT.